Hi everyone, it's Wes here, back with another video. And today's video, as you can see, I'm in a different place. Yeah, I always shoot in the afternoon, but today I have to do it in the evening. Was a little bit busy, but anyway, let's get to today's video. So let's suppose you have gone to an interview and they have asked you this question to say, Wesi, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? All right. Or they ask you this question to say, what are your career aspirations as far as the next 5 years is concerned? Now, once you have been asked this question, most time you're like, okay, in the next 5 years, I see myself to be a manager. I see myself to be a BCD. The funny one that I've always seen is like, oh, I see myself in your position, but asking good questions. I mean, you didn't answer that. But now, in this video, I just want to kind of like take you through how you can be able to answer this question in a proper manner. Because to be honest, let me tell you what this question is trying to do. Firstly, they're trying to see your career aspirations just as an individual. They want to know, okay, like what does Wes see in himself? All right, like in the next 5 years, what is he thinking of being? Now, that's the first thing that they're trying to see. Now, the second thing, now that's just in general in your career. But the second thing, they're trying to see how you can grow yourself in the organization itself. So, like in that specific organization that you are doing the interviews for. All right, so they're like, okay, let's see how he sees himself or herself growing in this organization. So I want to take you through how you can be able to answer. Now, let me take you through. So I want to take you through how you can be able to answer this question. Now, as I said, the first response that most people give, which I don't see it to be much good, is they just quickly go to year number 5. They go like, oh yeah, for example, let's say I'm an accountant and maybe in the next 5 years I want to be, let's say, what can I say, senior accountant, or I'm just using an example. Uh, most people answer this question and say, oh, thank you for that question. In the next 5 years, I see myself being a senior accountant. Cool. Yeah. But how did you get there? That's the thing. So today, as I always do, I'll get to show you like on the screen, as I've been doing lately, how you can be able to answer this question to say, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? So what I'll do now, I'll take you line by line just to explain. Now, this is just for illustrations purposes, but you can be able to kind of like change this to match your needs or your wants in a way. But this is kind of like just to give you guidance on how you can be able to answer this question. So yeah, I hope you find this helpful. Let's go to the video now that I'm showing you how you can be able to answer this question. All right, guys, as I said, now let me show you how you can be able to answer this. So to be honest, I knew I could be able to put it in words, but I think if you are able to see it now, it will be much easier for you if you want to kind of like copy this and change it to your liking. I think you'll be able to find this very helpful. So yeah, I think I said it in the video, like to say most of the times what people do is they kind of like just use this that I'm about to highlight. Most people just use this to say, um, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? They're like, oh, I see myself becoming a manager in this organization and making strategic decisions for the organization that will lead to attaining profits. I will also ensure that my department performs to the best level so that we become a leading organization in the market. Cool. Now, if you look at that answer, that's okay. To be honest, you didn't say it's bad, but the thing is, it has just kind of like reached to the destination without kind of like explaining how you'll be able to get there. So pretty much, it's not a bad answer, but I think it can get better. Now, how can you answer this in a good way? Let me quickly show you. So as I said, make sure you answer this in a methodical manner or in a way that shows a timeline. All right. So you shouldn't just go to year 5. But what I'll advise you is make sure you go to year 1 and 2, explain what you expect to do in year 1 and 2, and then you explain year 3 and year 5, year 3 and year 4, and then you can be able to explain what you do in year 5. So what you're doing then is, let me show you. Instead of just going to year number 5, you're saying, okay, in year number 1, this is what I'll be able to do, right? I'll be able to do ABCD. In year number 1 and 2, In year number 3, I'll be able to do this and this. And then in year number 5, I'll have been able to achieve ABCD. Now, what you've done is you have taken them like from year to year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, what you can do is it's really up to you. You can kind of like divide it however you want to. You can do one like the first 2 years and then the final year. Like what I did was year 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and then 5 on its own. But if you want, you can do year 1 and 3, year 1 to 3, and then year 4 to 5. So it's really up to you how you say it, but just make sure you kind of like have a way of separating the years instead of just saying year 1, year 2, instead of just saying year 5. All right. So let me quickly show how you can be able to answer this question. So what I'm about to highlight is how you can be able to answer this question. So if you want to copy this, I think actually it ends here where I'm doing this. Yeah, this is what I was just saying. This is an example. I'll say that I'll talk about that later. But now they've asked you that question. As I said, think of the years and now say what you'll be able to do in those years. Now, in this example, I'm saying if I am the successful candidate in the first 2 years in my role as, let's say, an accountant or procurement officer, whatever position, I'll ensure that I immerse myself in the structures of the organization to appreciate the systems. Now, I also learned about this today. Someone was saying they had gone to a new church, like to be a pastor, and someone said, you know what, for the first year, don't change anything else. Which is what I'm trying to say also, to say when you get to be asked this question, you can't just say in the first year I'll be able to change ABCD, or in the first year I'll be able to know, because to be honest, you don't know the systems, you don't know how they work, you don't know the processes, the procedures, you don't know what you just kind of like have an idea, but you don't know how they work. So the idea is for the first 2 years you're trying to understand and appreciate the systems. Yes, let's say once you join, you'll be able to see some bottlenecks and you'll be able to change. You'll be able to do that. But for this question, make sure you just don't say, "Oh, I'll be able to see changes and then work on them." No, I kind of like give yourself some time. So I'll continue to say, I'll work on understanding the key pain points in my department. During this time, I will actively. This is a very important word. As you can see, make sure you use the very important words when you're answering such questions. Now, I will actively work on finding solutions to problems that arise. I will be an open book, always happy to learn new things, and I will work towards solving problems after critical analysis. Now, as you can see, what I've done in the first 2 years, you're really trying to get yourself into the system. You're really trying to get yourself like immersed into the system, like deep to the deep end to understand things. Now, after you have done like year 1 and 2, you're now going to year 3 and 4. Now you're saying in the third and fourth year, or 4th years, in the third and 4th years, I will be more than willing to take on more responsibilities and tasks to broaden my reach as an accountant or procurement officer or whatever. I will expose myself to working with other departments and see how our departments interlink to improve efficiency in the organization. I will be happy to take in new tasks, even from other departments, just for me to have an idea of how our department supports them. So what you're trying to do is you are extending or you're broadening your horizon in terms of your reach as an individual within the organization. Now, let's say you're a procurement officer. Now you're kind of like saying, you know what, I'll try to understand what, let's say, the accounting department does, just for me to kind of like to understand how everything works. And then you're also saying you'll be able to expose yourself to working with other departments. So, as managers, because at the end of the day, in the next 5 years, you want to be a manager, right? So as managers, we always work with people and we always work with teams. So you're kind of like trying to say around that time in year 3 and 4, I'll be able to expose myself and to work with other departments. So that is key to say. And then you'll be able to see like how your department and their departments kind of like work together. So it's pretty much you're just kind of like saying I'll be able to broaden my horizon in terms of my work. Now, in year number 5, which is the most important year, you say in year number 5, I'll be ready to take on managerial roles, considering that I'll have understood and worked through solving the key pain points in my department. Now, as you can see, you have kind of like progressed from here. Then you're going to year. Oh, what kind of arrow is this? Hey, this one. Yeah. Anyway, that looks okay. And then finally, you are here. Now you are saying, in year number 5, I'll be able to take on managerial roles. Why? Because you have understood the key pain points and you've been able to kind of like find how you you've been able to know how you can be able to work with other departments as well. So my focus will be on organization's strategic direction from as far as my department is concerned. Anyway, I've said that because each department has their own goals. So you are simply talking about your department because you know you'll be a manager or you are aspiring to be a manager in year number 5. So this is what you're trying to say. So I would advise to say, make sure you answer this question in this manner instead of just saying, in year number 5, I want to be a manager. No, but answer it in this way. Now, let me say this. This is the most important part. This example may work for maybe those that are just entering into the work field or they've just started work. Okay, this needs to get this color. Yes, this is very important because as you can see, I'm saying this is just an example and it may apply mainly to those that are in entry level job interviews. But now, depending on what level you are in your career, you can be able to change this to fit your current needs. So if you're already a manager and maybe you're looking to be a CEO or a director, you'll be able to find ways on how you can be able to answer what you'll be able to do in year 1 and 2, and then what you'll be able to do in year 3 and 4, and then what you'll be able to do in year 5. So the key theme, or I'd say the key thing for this video is to say, don't just go straight to year number 5. No, but I mean, answer it in a methodical, chronological manner. From year 1, as I said, you can be able to work around the years to say however you want to do it, but you can be able to say in year 1 and 2, as a manager, I'm thinking of doing ABCD. In year 3 and 4, as a manager, I'm thinking of doing ABCD. In year number 5, I'm thinking I'll be maybe a director, and then I'm thinking of doing ABCD. Yeah. So I hope you find this helpful. Wow. I think I've written all over the page and I'm hoping you'll be able to see. If you're trying to copy, you can be able to, let me just kind of like take these things out so that you can be able to see whatever I wrote. That if you're trying to copy some of these things, yeah, I think now you can be able to see everything. So yeah, I'll just leave this here for at least some, you can do a screenshot and kind of like copy this and then find a way on how you can be able to answer once you've been called for interviews. I do hope you find this helpful. Thank you. Let's get back to the video. I mean, I always say that, but I'm seeing the video. As you can see, I was just trying to make sure that I give you more time to look at this. But anyway, let's go back to the video. Thank you guys. Yeah, that's it guys. So I hope you have found this helpful. So as I said, it's not just a matter of answering saying, oh, in the next in year number 5 I'll do this, but the idea is you should take it in a methodical manner. You mentioned year 1 to 2, I'm thinking of doing ABCD. Year 3 and 4, I'm thinking of doing ABCD, but you can be able to spread it out how you want. You can say maybe year 1 to 3 I'll be able to do this, or maybe 3 to 4, 4 to 5 I'll be able to do this, or maybe you can say year 1 and 2 and let's say 1, 2, 3 I'll be able to do it. I'm just saying what I said, but anyway, so you can be able to kind of like spread it out in the way that you want it. So yeah, I hope you find this helpful. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.